Ladies and gentlemen, now, a couple of years ago, I was standing outside a newsagent's shop, and I was browsing through those advertisements you see on the boards out, the little cards outside, you see. Browsing through. And as a matter of fact, I'd just drawn my unemployment benefit. And I was wondering, listen. You've put me off now, you see. There's a lot to learn all this, you know. Now, listen, I had just drawn my unemployment life for myself, and I'm an idiot. It's very naughty.
With catchphrases like "titter ye not" and "ooh, missus," Frankie Howerd became a beloved figure in British comedy. Yet behind the comedic facade lay a deeply private man harboring a secret that would only fully emerge after his death. His 37-year relationship with Dennis Heymer, a romance that remained hidden from all but their closest friends during an era when homosexuality was not just taboo, but illegal. While millions celebrated his public persona, few suspected the intricate web of deception he maintained to protect his most intimate truth. His relationship would become one of show business's most carefully guarded secrets, a love story played out in the shadows of spotlight and stage. The meeting that changed everything. In the elegant confines of London's Dorchester Hotel in 1958, fate orchestrated a meeting that would shape two lives forever. Frankie Howerd, then a 40-year-old comedian whose star had begun to fade, was dining with Sir John and Mary Mills when he encountered Dennis Heymer, a striking 28-year-old sommelier. The younger man's presence caught Howard's attention immediately, though neither could have predicted how this chance encounter would evolve into a 37-year relationship that would remain hidden from the public eye. At the time of their meeting, Howard's career was teetering on the brink of collapse. His reputation among TV producers had soured, his latest sitcom had bombed, and the rise of satirical comedy in the 60s threatened to make his style obsolete. Yet in Dennis Heymer, he found not only a romantic partner, but also a savior of his professional life. The young sommelier possessed a keen business sense and an unwavering belief in Howard's talent that would prove instrumental in reviving the comedian's flagging career. Their relationship blossomed in the shadows of a society where homosexuality remained illegal. The couple navigated a complex double life, with Heymer officially assuming the role of Howard's manager to explain their constant companionship. Behind closed doors, they built a private world, but the strain of secrecy took its toll. Howerd, plagued by insecurities about his sexuality and career, found himself torn between his public persona and private truth. As the 60s progressed, Heymer's influence grew. He skillfully managed Howard's career, orchestrating a remarkable comeback that began with appearances at Peter Cook's Establishment Club and led to successful television shows. Yet even as Howard's star rose again, their relationship remained carefully hidden. At public events, Heymer would be introduced as the manager, while at home, he was Howard's emotional anchor, supporting him through bouts of depression and stage fright. Living in the shadows.
Yes, Colonel.
May I ask why you're here?
Yes, you may. I'm here to have a rather important operation. That's why I'm here. But your shop steward, Miss Droopy Drawers,
Miss Pettigrew is only temporary.
You mean she might fall down? There's one there, isn't there? Isn't there?
Which reminds me,
yes.
I've seen your show.
Shows.
The 1960s brought both triumph and tribulation for Frankie and Dennis. As Howard's career soared to new heights, with hit shows like Up Pompeii and successful appearances on That Was the Week That Was, the couple's private life became an increasingly complex web of necessary deceptions. Their relationship, though an open secret among close friends in show business, remained carefully guarded from the public eye. In 1969, seeking refuge from prying eyes and gossip mongers, they purchased Wavering Down, a secluded house in Somerset. This rural retreat became their sanctuary, a place where they could finally be themselves without fear of discovery. Yet even in this private paradise, caution remained paramount. When visitors arrived, Dennis would retreat to another room, their relationship masked behind the thin veneer of a professional partnership. The psychological burden of this double life weighed heavily on both men. Howerd, already prone to depression and insecurity, found himself increasingly paranoid about exposure. His fear of being outed led to episodes of intense anxiety, particularly when blackmailers occasionally emerged threatening to reveal their secret. These threats were usually handled quietly through payments, each incident deepening Howard's determination to maintain their facade. For Dennis, the role of manager provided both cover and frustration. While it allowed him to remain constantly by Howard's side, it also meant watching his partner introduce him as merely an employee to countless celebrities and dignitaries. At social gatherings, he maintained a professional distance, suppressing any hint of their true relationship. Even Howard's family remained in the dark, with Dennis being hidden away during their visits. Despite these personal struggles, Howard's professional life flourished throughout this period. His comic timing and distinctive style made him a household name, with successful shows on both BBC and Thames Television. The contrast between his public success and private turmoil became increasingly stark. While audiences roared with laughter at his performances, behind the scenes he grappled with the exhausting reality of maintaining his carefully constructed public image. Behind closed doors. Life at Wavering Down during the 70s and 80s revealed the stark contrast between Frankie's public and private personas. While television audiences knew him as the ribald comedian with his signature catchphrases and exaggerated expressions, within the walls of their Somerset home, he was a different man entirely. Here, away from the spotlight, Howard struggled with periods of deep depression and self-doubt, finding solace only in Dennis's unwavering support. Their home became haven and prison. The sprawling property allowed them freedom to be themselves, but required constant vigilance. Dennis masterfully orchestrated their domestic life, carefully timing their public appearances and managing household staff to maintain the illusion of their professional relationship. The garden, which Dennis tenderly cultivated, became a metaphor for their hidden love, beautiful but contained within high walls. Dennis's dedication extended far beyond the role of partner and manager. He sacrificed his own identity, subjugating his personal aspirations to support Howard's career and emotional needs. While Frankie performed on stage and screen, Dennis worked tirelessly behind the scenes, handling everything from contract negotiations to Frankie's frequent bouts of stage fright and anxiety. A small circle of trusted friends provided their only outlet for authentic interaction as a couple. These confidants, mostly fellow entertainers and a few close neighbors, created a protective bubble around them. Within this trusted circle, they could relax and be themselves, though such moments were precious and rare. The burden of secrecy affected their relationships with family members, particularly during holidays and celebrations, when Dennis was forced to maintain the charade of merely being an employee. Final years and legacy. The 1980s brought a mellowing to Frankie and Dennis's relationship as societal attitudes gradually shifted and the pressure to maintain absolute secrecy began to ease. Though they never publicly acknowledged their relationship during Howard's lifetime, their private world at Wavering Down became a place of increasing contentment. Their final years together were marked by a gentler routine, with Howard still performing but at a more measured pace, while Dennis continued his devoted care. Their last shared adventure came in the form of a cruise aboard the QE2 in early 1992. The voyage seemed to rejuvenate Howard, who delighted in entertaining fellow passengers with impromptu performances. Neither man knew these would be their final moments of joy together. Shortly after returning home on Easter Sunday, 1992, Howard complained of breathing difficulties. Despite appearing to recover, he suffered a sudden heart attack and passed away, leaving Dennis devastated after 37 years of shared life. In the aftermath of Howard's death, Dennis faced the profound challenge of grieving privately. But as the years passed, he made the courageous decision to honor the relationship by transforming Wavering Down into a living museum. The house became a testament not only to Howard's career, but also to their enduring love story. Now it's time to hear from you. What are your thoughts on their extraordinary journey together? Let us know in the comments section below.